Hi everyone, welcome back to Alissa Lifestyle Vlog. So I am here today. I'm very excited because I've been waiting to interview a special education teacher in the USA. And finally, I have a special guest who really are willing to share her experience as a Sped teacher in Arizona. So without further delay, I will let her introduce herself.
Good morning, Philippines. So good afternoon, teachers from the United States of America. I am Ethel Inocean. Uh, I have been teaching for 9 years now and currently a self-contained special education here in Casa Grande, Arizona.
All right. So, by the way, I want you to subscribe or follow Miss Ethel because she's also a vlogger like me. And just recently, she got a viral post in Facebook. Can you tell us about it, Miss
I
Ethel?
am an accidental vlogger, unlike Miss Alissa, no? So it was a post about my housemate. It was about mental health concern about my housemate. So it was my second housemate who went home to the Philippines after, having anxiety and depression here in the United States. So I think a lot of people were able to relate to that, and so na share and everything. But
Yes.
it was just a post to say goodbye actually sa housemate.
I know, right? And it was really touching because we usually think na US is really a great opportunity, which it is really a great opportunity. But that's not the entire thing. There's always, there's always some stories behind every success. There are people who are successful, but there are also some teachers who can really, bear the burden good in teaching in the US.
The first one last year, she was just here for 5 months.
Mm.
So, nakat ang contract. Hindi niya na-finish ang whole year. And then, ang katong this year, he moved from another state. So he's been here for two
Yes.
years na sa US. But the third year was nato na ang very challenging, ang most challenging na nga murag wala na jud hindi na
Ako,
nakaya.
in my 7 years of teaching in the US, oh my gosh, I had so many moments talaga. It was really hard. There was even a time that even my safety, right? So, but at the end of the day, I always try to, hold on to my why I came to the USA, why I risk, bringing my family because it is a risk. My husband has a very good career in the Philippines, and I hope knows who are still planning to come to the US, don't be discouraged because iba-iba naman talaga ng coping mechanism yung mga bawat tao. So may mga teachers talaga na sometimes they just want to value their mental health and they just want to, not continue to, carry the burden, but may iba din na kaya naman. There are ways to lessen that. And maybe later, Miss Ethel, you can share because you're a SPED teacher. I am sure that it is not easy to be a SPED teacher. And maybe you can share to our listeners now what your ways on how you can cope up with the stress from your job as a SPED teacher. And later we can talk about that. But before anything else, I want you to tell us about yourself. As a teacher in the Philippines, what was your background? Were you a SPED teacher with lots of experience in the Philippines? Because there are so many teachers who are interested to be a SPED teacher, but they don't have that qualifications yet.
Yes, sure. So, as I've mentioned earlier, it's my ninth year of teaching, but I taught 5 years in the Philippines, general education teacher. I took up Masters of Arts in Special Education because the goal was really to get out of the country. And I even took up Masters in teaching science as well. Para I have two options, so it's either special education or science that I can teach here. So I did not have a lot of special education experience sa Philippines. My special education background was in an inclusive education setting. So you have your special education students in your general education classroom.
So there are two SPED classes or types of classes in the US. No, it's resource and self-contained. The good thing about Miss Ethel is she experienced both. right? So resource and self-contained. So can you like add more details? Can you describe the two? Like what are the difference? Because many teachers are confused. What should they apply? Is it a resource or a self-contained?
Sure. The difference between a resource teacher and a self-contained teacher is that a resource teacher, you have a resource classroom. It's a shared classroom with the other resource teachers. So you only have your table, your corner. That's where you are going to have your small group. The students are in the general education classroom. You just pull them out for services. So you pick, let's say, 5 students, 4 students at a time. It depends with their minutes. Like one student could be pulled out 5 days a week, or one student could be just seen 2 days a week. So it depends. So you will form your small group, and then that's when you teach them. You have small group instruction in your special education resource classroom. So you don't have them the whole day. You just pull them out and send them back.
Okay.
And then you pull out another group and then send them back again as well. So that's a resource teaching. In a self-contained, you have them the whole day. You have your own classroom. The students are going to stay in there from morning until dismissal. Sometimes our students, will let them join specials like PE, arts. That's the only time that they get out.
That was a very clear explanation. Now, I'm just curious, as as a self-contained teacher, I want to know, what's your day-to-day like, and how many assistants do you have? So yes, those kind of things. Can you tell us about your class right now, your self-contained class?
So it's my first time to handle a self-contained classroom. So as a self-contained teacher, you will pick up the students from their transportation, from the van or from the bus in the morning. You bring them to the classroom, and then they will eat inside the classroom. And then you need to have the visual schedule. You need to build that routine. They need to see what will your day look like. So in the morning after breakfast, we will have reading. We will have math, social studies. We have science. And then they will also have time to go into their computer for their online assessments. And then we take our lunch in the classroom, and then we have our learning centers. They can play with their blocks, their Legos, and then we will join their special. So they can either go to PE or go to arts. And then mostly that's just it. It needs to be built. A routine needs to be built, and then know they have to know what to expect after, because special education students, they need to know, they have to have the parang precautionary, parang they need to be aware of what
Yes.
will happen next. Yes, because it's very important to them.
So visual schedule, do you use your interactive whiteboard or something to, to tell them what's next activity?
The visual schedule, I post it on the wall, and then we use our whiteboard for our discussions. So it's very nice, guy. When we do our discussions, the whiteboard, you can just press on it, it will read to them. But at the same time, as a teacher, I also read the story to them. So it will be read to them twice.
May I know how many assistants do you have, like, and how many students do you have? Like, what is the ratio?
Currently, I have 7 students and 2 aides.
Wow.
Yes. So it's interesting because 7 students and then 3 teachers inside the room, but my students are students with high needs. I have students with autism, students with ADHD, students with moderate intellectual disability. Those students na very sa atin, medyo mahihina ang pag-process nila, medyo nalidelay ang pag-process nila sa information. And then I have 2 students with Down syndrome.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, but even if that number, I'm sure tired ka pa rin the entire day, no? Kasi nga hindi din basta-basta yung gano'n ng mga level of students, right? But the good thing is you have the support, no? So you can just delegate task in your classroom. So how's working with your paraprofessionals? Like I have a teacher who told me like she was a new teacher this year and she felt that she is not the teacher in the classroom because she is having hard time relating to her assistants. Like she cannot really I think they're more bossy. So that's why she's having hard time. And I told her just give it a time. Now what can you advise to those teachers who are gonna be a sped teacher and you will have like assistants in the classroom? How are you gonna take control without feeling boss or something like that? How do you build that relationship?
Oh, that's one of the challenges actually. So when you work with people inside the classroom, it's a challenge na hey, I'm the teacher and you are the aides. With me, this is one thing that we have mentioned, Miss Alisa, nga, we have different experiences. Sa akin naman, very nice ang experience ko with my two aides. So my other aide has been there for 6 years and I'm new.
Mm-hmm.
So you might expect now, oh, she might take control of the classroom, but no, that's very nice. She's very nice. And also when I arrived here, I introduced myself. You have to ask help from them too, because knowing that they've been there for 6 years and you're new, for sure you're gonna learn a lot from them. That you being the teacher doesn't mean no, I know what I will be doing in the classroom. She's been there for quite a long time, so 'di ba, you can learn from them. You have to give them a certain trust nga they can help you in a way, but because it will help you nga when you trust them, they will trust you as well, and so they will give you that control without even you asking for it.
For me, if you are in the position, the more that you will go down, the more that you will be nicer. Like, right? So because respect begets respect. Like if you are respectful, you don't need to ask for it.
If you honor them, if you trust them, if you um are sometimes vulnerable to them, they will also honor your position without you asking for it. So you're right, Miss Alisa. Respect begets respect. You don't get inside the room and then say, "Hey, I'm the new teacher. What's up?" or something.
All right. Yeah, that is really true. No, I also I had the opportunity working with aides also or la paraprofessional because as a kindergarten teacher we always have aide in the classroom. I am blessed to have that, and I'm always lucky because I always have that strong good relationship with my aide because I don't treat her as someone lower than me. Like we are partners. That's what I call her. We are partners, and though the majority of decisions will come from me, but I always tell the students that whatever you say, that means they need to respect you too. Parang ganun lang din. So if you let her feel that she will like to work with you more, she wouldn't be absent, which is most important. And if ever in any time that I will have opportunity to bring her smile, like treat her or give something, I would, because I we will need our aid. So that's why if you have aides and if you're a sped teacher in the US, please treat them right because you will need them. Now, maybe what is the most challenging part of being a teacher in the USA, a sped teacher specifically?
Mhm. So I have different challenges. I had a different challenge when I was a resource teacher and when I'm right now as a self-contained teacher. Back when I was a resource teacher, so I had the first year when we arrived here, I had 50 students under my caseload. So 50 students, you have to hold the meeting, the IEP meeting for each of those students the whole year. So the challenge there is your time. When are you going to make the paperwork? Because you need to pull out the kids, you need to give them the service minutes, and then you need to do paperwork. So when is the perfect time for you to do those? Those were the challenges that we had when we had more than 20 caseload, 20 students. In our self-contained classroom, my challenges right now are the behavior, how you will let them make how you will make them follow you, how you make them follow the expectations, because they're special education. They will be roaming around, running around the classroom when the expectation was for them to be sitting down. And special education students cannot sit for more than 20, 30 minutes, an hour straight. So that's the challenge. How can you tell them of the expectations and then go back to what you were doing, like you were having a lesson? So I just had my observation with my principal last 2 weeks ago. That's one thing that she mentioned about me, because the token board is really very helpful. They have their names on it and they earn something once they follow the expectations. So while I was talking, doing the discussion, a student was standing up. I had to redirect the student. You're going to earn this one if you are going to follow through. And so the student sat down, and then I put the token, and then I went back. So the principal said that it's the most of the challenges that she has observed with the teachers is that time when you're addressing the behavior and then you're going back to giving the lesson. So it's really challenging.
I think you've shared a lot of important things already. And before I mention about how do you cope up with stress, with challenges in the US? Like, how do you make sure that you are still holding on, and you are still happy and motivated to come to work?
Both of us can relate now. We have our family here, and it really helps a lot when you have your family with you. Pero my family was not here for 8 months. I was alone for 8 months also. What really helped me was my relationship with my other colleagues, my other Filipino friends in the apartment complex. So my housemates, your relationship with your housemates, your friends, your other co-teachers, it will help you. Because if you want to unwind, if you want to travel, they are the people that you can tap on, like, hey, let's go. Or I'm motivated because I like to joke around and tell people that although my stress is strong, but my bills are stronger. So I cannot give up just yet.
Yes.
Thinking about your family. Yeah, I still need to go on. I still need to finish this one because I have a goal in mind. And that boils down to your biggest why.
Yes.
So your goal was to earn, to have money to provide for your family. That's what keep me motivated. I can't give up just yet.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Ethel. I'm so happy and thankful for all the things you discussed today. I'm sure it gives ideas to those teachers who are wanting to be a SPED teacher. Now, what is your best or last advice to applicants who are interested to become a SPED teacher? What are the things that they need to do in order for them to be successful?
So for those aspirants, I would want to tell them that you should give it a try. Although we have mentioned that there are many challenges, there are very good experiences, humbling experiences that you would want to experience, that you would look forward to experience here in the United States. Give it a try. Worst case, you will be challenged, but sino ba naman ang hindi na challenge? So challenges are everywhere, struggles are everywhere. So just give it a try. I can tell you that it's worth it. So start as early as possible. Apply as early as possible, and then we have the peak season for hiring. So just wait for the right time to be interviewed, to be contacted. I know that you will have your time soon too.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much, Miss Ethel. Thank you everyone for watching this vlog. And if you have any question, please feel free to visit Miss Ethel's vlog. She really has so many videos already too, sharing her experiences, her answering questions that you might also been thinking of. So please follow her. And thank you so much for watching this video, and watch out for more videos in the days to come. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Hi, are you a teacher and you're interested to apply in the USA? Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and reach out to me at Alissa Lifestyle Vlog. Just send me your qualifications and I might be able to help you. See you and talk to you soon.